all of us, when we were kids, and all kids now, for a certain period of time, the worst storytellers ever, okay? You don't know shit about editing information, enhancing things, keeping people's interest. So look, you don't have to have a kid to know about this. Talk to any kid, a friend's kid, a niece, a nephew. It's when you go to a kid, you go like, hey, were you outside? And they go, yeah. And you're like, why don't you dial that back? That was crazy, okay? And then you ask one question like, how was that? And they go, when Jeanette came by, she brought the yellow cup that she didn't want to kick the ball back, but I said, because Brian's cup is red, that if you don't have it now, then you don't have to bring because the blue one that Jane had was with her. I said, if you don't have it, you can use mine now, but then next, it's my turn. You go, that was a great fucking story. Thank you. Jesus. And then kids accidentally tell their first good story. They don't mean to. It's an accident. That's why it leaves an impact. Because you go, were you at the park? And they go, yeah. And you go, well, how was that? And they go, I saw Uncle Jeff. He had a lady sitting on his lap, but it wasn't Aunt Maria. And you're like, what? And the kid's like, shit, I've never seen that fucking face before. And you're like, that's a good story. Go find more stories like that. That's burned into your psyche. That's why you go to work, you see your coworker, you're like, hey, I got some juice. And they're like, is it gonna negatively impact somebody's life? Yeah. And they're like, fucking hook that shit up! I've spread so many fucking rumors. My favorite part about rumors, nobody verifies shit. Somebody says something once, and you're like, cool, I'll roll with that forever. Thanks, man. Like, they're like, are you gonna fact check that? And you're like, wow, you said it out loud. I don't have to check anything out. Like, it's now a fact, so whatever. It's really, it's a seed, right? It's a seed. You ever be a part of one that just grows? I remember years ago, I'm watching a movie with my dad. In the middle of the movie, the actor Tommy Lee Jones appears on screen. Great actor, Oscar winner. Unprompted, my dad turns to me and he goes, did you know he was gay? And I was like, no. Yeah. Now, it doesn't matter, and I don't care. But I decided I would tell everyone I ever met for the rest of my life that Tommy Lee Jones is gay. I told a lot of people. Like from The Fugitive through No Country for Old Men. I told everybody. Until one day I told somebody and he goes, no, he isn't. And I was like, yeah, he is. And he goes, how do you know that? And I said, my dad told me. And he goes, what, your dad fuck him or something? And I was like, I don't think so. And he goes, I've known him 40 years. I know his wife and kids. I knew him when he was single. He is not gay. And I go, what is happening right now? And I called my dad immediately. And I was like, Dad, I just got confirmation that Tommy Lee Jones isn't gay. And my dad goes, oh, I thought he was. Is that the end of your investigation? Are you fucking serious? Why did you tell me that? He goes, I don't know. I said, did somebody tell you? He goes, I can't remember. I said, have you been telling everybody for 15 years that Tommy Lee Jones is gay? And he goes, yep. And I go, don't you think we should stop? And he goes, now we should.